are back, ready to put in some resource production facilities. So let's go ahead and do that. In the meantime, I am just putting some seed roads along here to connect up what I believe will eventually be some important paths for our production facilities, specifically ramen production. Tobacco come up here, and let's go ahead and put the, let's do 2 of each. Should help pretty much everything that we're gonna need. And so, yeah, let's see. Yeah, I think those are gonna be fine. Those are gonna be fine. That should give us plenty of alcohol and tobacco production. I think that's gonna be all I need for citizens of this island as well. I'm gonna save it after that.
Game
I had
saved.
an issue where the game crashed just now, and so I had to redo that last little bit, which is why I knew exactly where to put those roads. Put this road in here because I might, this road up top here by the brick production, because I might need to use this forest area north of those mountains to increase wool production eventually. I might put the wool in over here on this side of the island as well. But anyway, we're just waiting for just the alcohol and tobacco to start producing enough to really sustain the population. Let's take a look. One liquor, one tobacco. Okay, so looks like they're almost equally efficient. Let me just see if I can probably put another tobacco production facility right about there. You really gotta make sure your production facilities are right as close to the farms as possible to get maximum efficiency. Sugar facility over here, but this is going to be much more efficient if I stick it there for the other one. So let me just connect this up to the farms, as will eventually be necessary. As you can see, I didn't take up any of the production resource by doing that. I'm going to have to use 1 here, and that actually equals out, because if you look here, we have 1, 2, 3, we have 6 a piece there, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's a total of 13 on that side, and we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 on this side. So that's exactly even. And that's exactly what you want. So on the tobacco side of things, we're going to put a road here just to connect to that and make it a little more efficient, but otherwise we should be good there. So, yeah. Oh, this one doesn't have a road. Okay, no wonder. Tobacco was just a little bit stunted there. But anyway, that should give us plenty of alcohol and tobacco to get this colony started. So let's go ahead and increase revenue and problems that we're going to have at the same time by putting a school in right next to our patented tavern. Turn the music down just a little bit so you can hear me better. Okay, so we are now waiting on folks to develop. Watch this. If you click on that, of course, the only thing left they're demanding is spice, which we're not going to worry about in this episode because we don't have spice production. While that's going on over there, let's take a look at over here. They're doing pretty well here.
There is a lack of food.
But they need food. Well, good thing I'm down here. So 164 requires at least 3.
Your people need a doctor.
3 food, okay. Now,
there is a lack of food.
Because there's really no...
Your settlement now lodges over 300 inhabitants.
Need to get through this path. This food production is going to go either probably to this market, remotely possible go over here, or to that market. So anyway, that should help with food stabilization here. That house is not going to develop, I might as well delete it. Put a few more houses in here that will develop. Probably go ahead and put houses there. Let's see, 1, 2. Yeah, I could put several more houses in here. There. Okay, now that is a pretty good population center.
Your people want a church.
Put one there and there, but that's gonna. I don't want to interrupt my lumber too bad, so that'll be fine. Now let's put another fishery in while we're going crazy down here. About right about there. In order to get access to that one, we're gonna have to put a road and interrupt our lumber situation just a little bit. So that should be good for our food production down here for a while. We got 4 fisheries.
Your people need a public bath.
These folks wanted a doctor, and I'm not going to deny them that privilege. Oh, stole my resources right out from under my nose. Wait until we get another 9 tile here, and I'll put this doctor in. We can definitely afford the doctor now, and I'll show you in a minute our tax situation. God damn it. Oh, let's see. Can I put another one of these in? Sure. Probably don't need to be selling that anymore. Okay, and let's put level 3 warehouse to increase our capacity. Once we get some more tile. One more tile, come on. Okay, so as you can see, we're making a profit of 468 right now. And we do have a little bit of a positive trade balance as well. Let's take a look at our alcohol tobacco stores. They're still growing, it appears. Our food stores appear to be going down.
Your city grows and thrives.
Right now,
an island has been settled.
Okay, that'll help. So let's stave off this plague here. Now, what I need to do... Oh, Red settled another island, by the way. But I don't care. I've still got plenty of space. This should be enough to win. If necessary, I go colonize this remote outpost. In fact, I might go ahead and do that just to be on the safe side. So let's grab our ship and grab 10 tools. Just go colonize this one to stave off them colonizing. And that'll be plenty. More than enough. Okay, so... we need to deal with food before it becomes a problem. So I'm going to put grain farms here.
A competitor has built a new ship.
Yeah. And as you can see, these grain farms are going to have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 apiece. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then I'm going to have room for a bakery.
A competitor is enlarging his fleet.
No, I know. I'm going to put a water mill this time. In the past I've used the windmill, but this time I'm going to go with the water mill. I guess I'll put it right there. And that'll give me room to put my bakery right about here.
More than 500 people now live in your settlement.
Yeah, that's fine. And then we can put roads along like this. And a bridge. Pirates, okay, this is the moment we've been waiting for. And that's not good because this ship needs to found a colony and move its resources quickly. And then it needs to go to battle. Okay, so that's what you do with pirates. Now, I'm going to save right now because
Gains saved.
have this unfortunate habit of causing game crash. Now, there is an island, presumably somewhere, where the pirate's nest is located, and we'll get into that in future episodes, but I don't think it's this one. I think if it were this one, we would have seen it. But let me go ahead and explore this island now that the pirate ship's moved off, and now that we've safely transferred our goods. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and set up
This island's resources have been determined.
Right here. Just to prepare for future construction. And let me go ahead and put a fishery. Eventually put fishery. And that'll be my small little island that... Now, with the ship damaged, I'm either going to have to build a shipyard and fix it, or I'm going to have to just make do with the damaged ship. I can support a shipyard here with this city, so I'm making bazillions of dollars, as you can see by my balance growing beyond 12,000 at this point. Okay, so I'm just waiting for this thing to get going here. As far as food production goes, I could put another fishery in, I suppose. There would be perfect. This market is going to get a workout with the food industry down here. So that's good. That should stave off any starvation issues that we're having. And I'll go ahead and speed things up again. I feel comfortable enough to go ahead and build the second and third, third and fourth plantations for each raw material. I lack tile right now. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my ship down to here and have them start transferring tile up to the other one. So I'm going to do my first trade route this mission. Pick up, load 50 bricks, and unload 50 here at Siebenstadt. Oh, I need to put roads in for my guys. I mean, I guess he has a road, but... whatever. That should help tremendously. Each of them has 10 tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Of green. That is the... I want to say that's the minimum required for maximum efficiency. Okay, so I'm going to activate this automatic trade route now. Now, with the pirate situation, if you have an automatic trade route activated, it does tend to throw the pirates off a bit because they go to where ships are at a given moment in time, and so if the ship is moving, the pirates get confused and they have trouble finding the ship again.
New land has been opened up.
Will they ever find the ship? Well, yes, of course they will. But, you know, that should stave them off for quite a while. There's an issue with this thing. It's not connected by a road on the side where the river isn't. So I'm going to put a road right back there, just to make sure it has road access. And this guy takes the grain. Well, that actually ended up being a lot less efficient than I was hoping, but whatever. As long as this guy gets the grain over there before it becomes inefficient to do so, that'd be fine. Okay, anyway, that should get us going with that, and then the bakery can start doing its thing, and we can, yeah, and we're doing fine. By the way, we've got, this city is clearly sufficient to win with regard to city number 1. We have 495 citizens, just shy of 500. You know, so it's a pretty good city. And so I think I'm going to pause here as far as development.
A competitor is enlarging his fleet.
And go ahead, yeah, because look at my tiles now. So obviously I need to deactivate that automatic trade route. Stop. Battle. Surrender. Even if they take those tiles, by the way, pirates will try to sink my ship, and then if I surrender, they take my goods. So even if they take my goods there, I'm not worried about it, because I've got plenty of tiles. Okay, so tobacco there. That is my full-fledged tobacco facility, and rum, which is the same. And then I need to connect the rum to the market. so. And we'll put road in there, and let's connect that side up too, just in case. Connections are great for markets. Markets like connections. Okay, there we go. Excellent rum production facility, by the way. This is a perfect spot for a fisherman, so might as well put that in. Okay, and we could put one here too, I guess. Although this one's here, and it's probably as good as we're gonna get. Okay. Put one there. So that should be a pretty self-sustaining, in fact that's a more than self-sustaining island. Now as you can see, I've gotten access to the deep iron mine. Right? The deep iron mine requires some pretty substantial resources to build, but watch this. Remember how this was out of iron? Well, I'm just going to keep my eye on this for a minute. I put the deep iron mine in.
Your mine has become useless.
Okay, strike that. Okay, I did that wrong. What I did there was I just wasted 15 tools. So, my bad there. But the good news, I guess, if you want to look at it this way, is, you know, I don't really have any need for tools in this island anymore because I've got a completely self-sustaining production situation here. So let's start looking at this one. Now, I think my goal on this one is to have 2 plantations as opposed to 4 plantations of each major resource. And have this be a much smaller city. We've got room for a school here, for a tavern, and a doctor. And we've already got the fireplace in, fireman in. Yeah, the doctor's gonna have to go right about here, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and start tool production.
The citizens of your...
Yeah. They want to build me a statue. And I don't know if that appears all weird colored on yours, but it's definitely weird colored on mine. Okay. I think our tool production actually is going to have to be where I was thinking the doctor is going to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete one of these houses. That's going to be where our doctor is going to be. And I'm going to put...
Cloth is in short supply.
Oh, man. I'm going to do something creative here. I think this works if I do this, that people can make that diagonal connection. Because I'd like to put the doctor here. Where's my cloth in short supply? I just heard that. Was that here? Yeah. Oh, okay. I was anticipating this. Okay, so these houses might start to go down if we don't fix this right away. So what I'm going to do is put a market. I'm actually going to delete this.
A rival is enlarging his cities.
And I'm going to put a market up here. And we're going to do cloth production right up here. Right about like that. Okay. So 1 sheep farm there, 1 sheep farm there. Put the connection to the market there. And our weaver can go right about yay there. Except for we need another tool. Wonder if I can buy raw iron here. In the meantime, what I'll do is I'll go down here and grab... Oh, they don't have any tools either. Well, crap. I'm gonna have to buy some. That's okay, though. They sold me just a little bit of raw iron, so I'm gonna turn this facility back on. And they'll make my raw iron into iron rods, and then they'll make tools. So that problem will be solved soon enough. In the meantime, I'm still desperately in need of cloth, so hopefully that all goes through very quickly so I can get my cloth production back up. Looks like they've got a stock, and they're getting the stuff they need over here for the tools, and we should be able to put the weaver in here shortly. It looks like they have about the same amount of plains to graze on. Should be okay. If I need more, I'll just cut into this tree area. The animals.
A rival is enlarging his cities.
Right? I just like keeping the animals around. I don't know why. Okay, so that should take care of my cloth issues. And I'm still getting a few more tools there. In the meantime, I'm buying tools directly down here. And I'm going to stop buying tools now because I'm not going to need any more. Because because that'll be enough to get my tool production up and running. Okay, so basically what I want to do is use both of these, and this is a little bit tricky, and arguably you don't necessarily want to do this. I'm going to put the iron mine right there. I'm going to put the ore smelter. I mean, this is not ideal because I like to have roads to gather excess things, but if the iron mine is directly adjacent to the ore smelter, theoretically the ore should go directly into the ore smelter. If I'm wrong, I can make a road and change it, but let's see how that works. By the way, I used a deep iron mine this time, which in theory will prevent the ore veins from running out, or at least for as long. So let's give this a minute here. Yeah, okay, so the ore is going directly into the, we don't need an access road. It's not how I like to operate, but that'll work. I'm going to put one more brick maker down there as well. Okay, so this place should be coming along in no time. I'm going to put a advanced warehouse there. Once we get the tool production stabilized, then we will go ahead and start the process of finding places where we can grow.
There is not enough cloth.
Same tobacco, sugar, fertility on this island. Sorry, Mr. Deer. Probably gonna run out of space here. And what do we have here?
A traveler.
Okay, we've got the plague. Where is it? Those little movies are kind of cute, but thank God we have a dog. I'm gonna put a better road in. I always feel like mud roads, and there's no evidence to back this up in-game, but I always feel like the mud roads are just a birthing ground of disease. So I like to give my citizens good roads. Okay, let's connect that up. Connect that up. That's better. And let's connect this one up too. Okay, so took care of the disease epidemic there, and we're just we're upgrading our roads. This is a great thing to do while you're waiting on something, by the way. It enhances your town and it speeds up production, and at the same time it gives you something to do. Okay, so we've got, it's addictive too, you have to keep going until you use them all up. There we go. So we've upgraded our roads substantially there in this town. 495, that's our max citizen population. Every person in a house is considered a citizen. Every other person besides those 495. In this case, that translates to 110 people live in these other facilities. Like the plantations, the workshops, etc. So we've got actually a pretty good town here. A pretty self-sustaining town that will probably have an excess of alcohol and tobacco. And possibly food. And we're still buying raw ore so it can make its own tools for now. Probably stop that later. Let's go back here. So let's do... hang on one second, folks.
Saved.